short road trip to Central Regional for the second round of the OCT tournament on a beautiful Thursday afternoon here in Central Regional. Keith O'Neill and Jake Morales on the call today. Jake, playoff softball. We were here last time, the Lions lost, but now they are looking for some revenge in the second round. What do you expect today?
I'm excited to be here, first off, and I'm definitely hoping for Lacey to get a little bit of revenge. They had a tough one against Central their last outing. Took a great first pitch approach. Missed out on a lot of opportunities, but they're looking to rebound, and hopefully Polino's coached them to the right, and they're going to look a way to win this game.
So last time we were here, we streamed this game in Central. The Lions lost 5-1. They're 0-3 on Central this season, but a lot of the players alongside of Coach Polino, they said that, you know, every game that they've played, the first game they got blown out, and then the next two, they came closer every time. And so they have a lot of confidence coming into this game. But Central, on the other hand, you know, being 3-0 on the season against the Lions, 24 overall this year, you know, they're really looking to keep their undefeated streak and come around and go to the third round.
Of course, especially when you're playing a rival, it's always going to add that little bit of jolt. But the first out was there, down on 3 strikes, and Chelsea Malkowitz off to bat second, and she's batting 25 out of 56 for the year, and she's going to look to start the Lions off on a hot streak.
And that's a foul ball. So Malkowitz with a 1-1 count on her. She had a home run last game in the first round, which was pretty cool because it actually it bounced off the top of the fence. So it was kind of funny to see that. I was the PA announcer that game, which is the weirdest thing in the world because I hear myself twice and it sucks.
Yeah, I can imagine, but she did come up big in OCT for the Lions, and
there's a base hit right there off the glove.
And that's off the glove of Brittany Gable, second baseman. That gets past her glove, and that gets the first base runner on for Lacey.
So a nice start for the Lions as Alyssa Costello will step in. Last time we were here also, she got her 100th hit. So that was a nice sight to see as well.
And she takes the first pitch for a strike. They call it a strike.
Yeah, I think the zone has more of the wider strike zone on the outside part, which is what I saw at least a lot in the first round of the game. So it's pretty windy here, as you guys can probably hear it blowing in the mic. So yeah, that's hoping that does not interfere with anything because, you know, there's time for wind and then there's not time for wind, and right now is not the best time for wind.
Absolutely not. And number 5, Hannah Costa's on the mound for Central. She went against Lacey the last time they faced and had a very good game for the first 4 innings, leaving them hitless. Lacey tried their best to get back in, but to no avail. And they're looking to – Lacey is going to look to rattle her early and shake her up and get some runs on the board quick.
That one's outside. Costello working the count.
And the thing about Costello, she's very patient. She's not going to chop away at her first pitch. She's going to be patient. She's going to work the pitcher's count, and she's going to take the pitch that she thinks is the absolute best.
2-2 even count with a 1 out. She takes outside ball 3. So a full count worked by Costello.
And now this is her prime spot because the pitcher's going to be forced to throw a strike. So Costello's just going to look to square it up and put it in play.
And that one's fouled off down the left field line. Now, me and Jake are going to be alternating in between innings with play-by-play because this could possibly be the last time Jake will be putting on a headset as he's going to be going off to college next year at Full Sail University, which is a huge acquisition for them in their booth. So, you know, good luck for you, Jake, and you know, we hope this last game for you is a big one as Costello works a walk on a great at-bat.
Well, I appreciate that, Keith, and of course I've been with this program since my sophomore year, and nothing honestly brings me more joy than getting on the headset and just talking about sports and seeing if Lacey can come away with the W and just discussing that game. So this is my 5th possible send-off game, you know, with football and basketball, so we never really truly know it, and even the last game against Central, but I think this one's safe to say that this is my last one, and it has been a pleasure, and I am going to miss it very much. But I look forward to continuing once I get the Full Sail.
So Giordano in the cleanup spot. Very windy here. Extremely windy.
Yeah.
26 for 58 on the season for Giordano. She racked up a base hit in yesterday's game as she fouls off another one, 0-2. Lions really jumpy on that first pitch. We saw that a lot in the last time we were here at Central, and I also saw it a good amount of times in the first round, which the Lions came away with a 5-1 victory.
And they're going to look to start off the way Central started off the last time they played against them. Loaded the bases up early and was able to get some runs in. That second out right there isn't going to help too much, but they're going to figure out what they can do. I think the emphasis is not to leave runners stranded.
So Caitlin Jarabek, who pitched last game, will now step in. She went really strong until the last inning. She had to get taken out because of a finger injury, and that one is a foul ball down the left field line, just a little early on it.
I know, she had a valiant effort, didn't walk too many batters, let a couple earned runs up, but after the third inning had a very strong game, and like I said, she probably would have completed it, like you said, if she didn't get that finger injury. And she'll be on the mound again for Lacey, so that'll be interesting.
Which she has gotten beaten up a few times this year. She got rocked in the shin on a comebacker. She's got hit a couple times, and she's still standing strong. So good for her for being a real trooper.
It's all about grit. The toughest players, that's who's going to be on the field and make the most impact for their team.
And a called strike 3 to end the inning. So Hannah Costa gets out of the first and second one-out jam, and we will go to the Lions side of things, or I apologize, the Central Regional side of things in the bottom half of the first inning. WLTS TV will be right back with you. We will now see the Central Regional offense try to jump to get the first lead of the game for both sides. First run of the game for both sides, actually.
And Jarabek's going to look to get up to a hard start, try to shut down these Central batters early, and get a little jolt going in the Lions dugout.
So first pitch is a strike. So Jarabek pitching back-to-back games for the Lions after a 3-day rest. 2-day rest. 3-day? 2. I think it was Monday. Yeah, I'm going to go with Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. Okay.
And batting leadoff for Central is Samantha Rulo. She's the center fielder. She's batting .385 on the year. And she had a good leadoff hit going against Lacey last outing, so she's going to look to start off again the same way that she was.
This fence in front of us looks like it's going to collapse, and I don't know how I feel about that, but hopefully it doesn't, because that would kind of ruin the game a little bit.
I'm just praying that the right fielder Valscanian doesn't run out for a fly ball and then take it with her. Definitely more concerned for them than I am for myself at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the exact same scenario we were in last game, which if a fly ball comes to us, I'm going to be fully prepared to catch it as a comebacker right back to Jarabek for the first out of the inning.
And that's the exact way you want this to start, because the pitch count low, you get a nice comebacker, a nice little catch and throw, and that's the way to get the first out.
So the Lions are definitely not trying to end their season today, as a lot of these games are the last games of their softball career, as in Alyssa Costello, Nicole Caraggio. This is a big moment for them. They want to win this game, especially against Central, as a ground ball to Costello. And there's the second out.
And Costello, she's a D1 signee to Stony Brook, along with the 4 other seniors, Samantha Sakal, Nicole Caraggio, and I believe Kendall Boyle. They're not on the field right now, but they've all put a big time and contribution to the team. And for me, whose baseball career just ended the other day, I can tell the emotions are riding with them, and they don't want it to end today.
First pitch strike. So Jarabek actually had a very impressive outing in the first round, which was on Monday. Now I remember Monday I was announcing that game throughout the entire field, which was all right. Messed up a couple times, but you live and you learn. As a 0-2 count now on its way to Cassidy Krill.
And Jarabek's gonna look to really start some confidence getting the second out.
There's a ground ball right back to Jarabek. She makes a nice reaching play for a nice 1-2-3 inning for Jarabek. That's a strong start for her. The exact same start that she had against Wall in the first round. So we will go to the second inning real quick. Morales is going to jump on the play-by-play side. We'll be right back with you, WLTS TV.
The second, it was Lacey left runner stranded on first and second, but leading off is Rylan Leary. She's batting 175 on the year, and she's going to look to get some base runners going and get the team jolted.
So Leary has moved up and down the lineup a few times. We've seen her batting last, we've seen her batting 8th. Now she's up to 6th in this game after an impressive approach at the plate. And she's looking to really get some energy on the Lions side as a pitch called outside.
And that'll be an 0-1 count, and she's going to look to
1-0.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Did he call a strike?
He did.
Oh, he did? Oh, 0-1.
And she's going to look to get back in the count and chop away. As she swings and a miss, strike 2. And Hannah Costa is off to a pretty decent start. She got retired at the side in the first inning, and she's going to look to do the same. As Leary's going to look for the approach. And that'll be a low, ball 1. Count will be 1-2. And what I'm looking forward to seeing is once they get base runners, how their approach is going to be. Because we saw in the first inning that they let the person in scoring distance strand. As the first out will be recorded, she swung and missed there. But coming up is Darian Kudelik. She's batting 195 on the year, and she's going to look to get on base for today. She didn't play too much against the last time we saw her, so this will be our first real look.
Yeah, Maddie English took over in, I believe it was the 5th or 6th inning. At second base is a push bunt right there for Kudelik, and she's out.
And a great play by number 5, Hannah Costa, getting it down to the first baseline. And that'll be the second out of the inning. And a really fiery start for Central this inning, retiring the first 2 batters, being unable to do that the first time, getting a couple walks. And it's just good. It's keeping her Hannah Costa's pitch count low, and she's going to try to stay there. As Abby Caruso's up, she's batting 192 on the year as the ball's high for ball 1. And that's going to give Caruso some breathing room and really give her some selection on what pitches she wants to take.
She closed out last game. I believe it was either the end of the 6th inning or just the start of the 7th. She closed out after Jarabek needed to come out of the game. But Polino was saying how she's so confident in her pitchers. You know, Jarabek and Abby Caruso have been just phenomenal on the bump.
You want to know how phenomenal they are? They are the only 2 pitchers who have had any playing time this year. So that's just an incredible stat in itself. As a swing and a miss goes for strike 2. It's a 1-2 count here, and she's going to look to start chopping away and maybe take some pitches.
A leadership Caruso is going to take, along with many of the other juniors, next season.
And a great pitch by Costa that retires the side. A 1-2-3 for Hannah Costa is a very impressive top of the second. And Lacey's going to look to repeat that performance. Jarabek had a very good bottom first, and she's going to look to repeat that the same.
So we will make our way into the bottom of the 2nd inning. Like you just said, Jarabek's going to look to repeat herself, as we will be right back with you on WLTS TV.
Bottom of the 2nd here, we're up Caitlin Jarabek. She had a good 1-2-3. Now Ava Sino is going to be leading off for Central. She's batting .557 on the year. And she's going to be looking to do what she normally does, is get on base and hit some balls. That she's leading the team in batting averages, and she's going to look to start that off.
And I mean, Coach Polino's she's already waving the outfield back. You know, these 3 games this season, it has just been battle of the shortstops between Costello and Sino. Both have the highest averages on the team. Both are the most confident and best approach hitters on the team.
And Jarabek's going to take that into account as the ball's high for ball 1. Really trying to work away from her zone, and that's lined in for and past the second baseman for a single, and that's fielded in by Nicole Caraggio. And that's going to start off really good for Central as they get a man on base to start off this inning. And that's really just a weight off your shoulder. Once you got that first person on first without that first out, it gives the hitters a more easy mind state. All right, I can finally pick my pitch and I can do what I want to do. But as the pitcher, Hannah Costa's up, who's had a very good first 2 innings, she's going to take the approach. And it's going to be high for ball 1. And she's going to look the way to chop away. She had a couple RBIs in the last outing. So really a dual threat player. And she's going to look to advance Sino up a couple bases.
Line's looking for a double play. That would definitely give them some breathing room as a pop-up on the infield.
As Caruso tracked it as far as she could, but it went just out of play into the Lacey dugout. And that's a 1-1 count, and Jarabek's going to look to work from there.
So the Lions are hoping for a double play as they have probably the best middle infield to do so.
Oh, I would say so.
With Costello, the senior, and the most impressive freshman that we have seen in a lot of recent years. As a foul bunt, a lot of recent years between the 2 middle infielders and Maddie English.
Oh my! Darian Kudelik is at second as we.
Oh, she is at second. All right, I thought English got the start today. My apologies.
Of course, as we both had a miscommunication there, but of course, it's still a very strong middle infield with a junior and a senior there, so the leadership and experience should be a plus.
A runner goes, and they threw it down to second. But there was a strikeout right there, and there's one out.
So that'll be the first out of the inning, and Ava Sino almost caught in a pickle, but she was able to get back into first base in time. Gracie Giordano, the catcher, got it down to Costello, but to no avail.
My bad, Jake. But so a lot of things that I've seen in the softball games, with either a runner on first or any sort of runners on base, a lot of bunts. I mean, it's obviously a good strategy to get the runners over, but
of course, in the field's shorter, it's going to take it's much easier for the base runner to get there as the ball's taken for ball one, and the catcher Martine Chevalier, she's batting .333 on the season, and she's looking to break even by advancing Sino.
But the reason I say that is because, because of the shorter field, it's such an easier advantage for a double play. So it's a smart idea to go for the push bunt to get the runner over instead of ending the inning or getting 2 outs to really leave you stranded in a bad spot.
Of course, and throw back to first base. Sino got back there just in time as Chevalier looks to advance her more, picking out her pitch, hasn't swung yet. And that'll be called inside for ball 2.
3.
3. Oh, it's 3-0? No.
3-1.
It is 3-1 here. That is my apologies, folks. Very short notice in our time for today, so we're trying to make the best of what we can do. As Jerebic eyes in, and the ball is ripped in, and a double play. Great play by Alyssa Costello. She was able to get the blooper and throw it to first, and that'll send Lacey back in the dugout. Very competitive ball game right now. 0-0 going to the top of the third.
A much-needed double play right there, as you had speed from Sino on first base, and Costello, nobody else that can do it more perfect than that. As Costello with a quick line drive, throw back to first, and that brings it back to the line side of offense as we will go to the third inning on WLTS TV. We'll make our way to the top of the third inning as I will jump back on to play-by-play. Me and Jake are going to be alternating every inning. I think I explained that right. I may have, honestly. Not too sure about it. But Maddie English, the freshman, will lead it off as she's batting 14 for 57, a .245 average this year. One of the most impressive freshmen we have seen on the varsity side. As she takes ball 1 low.
No, absolutely. Very impressive plays, very impressive at the plate. And she's going to look to increase onto that status and get on base here. As a swing and a miss there goes for 0-2.
1-1.
1-1. That's my apologies.
Jake, there's a scoreboard over there in right field.
There is a scoreboard.
If you need it, man, just use it.
Man, that's sucker's work.
Because a lot of the scoreboards down in Lacey, we don't really turn them on too much, and besides the varsity field, but if you need a scoreboard, it's there in right field. English works it to a 3-1 count.
And very important here to get on base because Maddie English is very fast and she can take a base at any time.
Yeah, Coach Polino, matter of fact, the entire organization, they love her, on the offense and defensive side. Just in case if Darian Kadelic or anyone who they put at second, either is hurt or if they're in a bit of a struggle, you can always have the freshmen come up and come big on the defense and offensive side. So.
Oh yeah, of course. She's one of those players where you can plug in at any point and be certain that something good's going to happen. As it's ripped deep into center, but caught by Samantha Rulo for the first out.
So a nice track down by Rulo in center field, as English had a nice contact right there. As we will make our way back to the top of the order as Caitlin Voskanian will step in.
And she struck out her last time. She's looking to have a much better at bat than the last time as she squeezed bunts, but it goes just foul.
A lot of these defensive positionings, they're so ready for the bunts. I'm already every time on a bunt, I'm already seeing the first and third baseman just start sprinting in at the last second. I guess it's such a common theme in softball is get the bunt in to either get a base hit or just to move a runner. And a lot of the defenses are so used to it as a ball one taken on the high and outside corner by Voskanian.
And now Voskanian's approach should be, where's that ball going to be and where can I square it up to squeeze it into the infield?
Now we saw a home run last game from Melkowitz. Now it'd be actually kind of sick if we saw another one, and especially to us. I am an outfielder, so if I could make a nice grab, I would definitely.
Yeah, a fellow outfielder here, just seeing the ball in the air. It's gonna get me going. It's gonna get me wanting to track the ball.
Yeah, I might rip the headset out of the.
And right where I'm standing, it's like I'm playing right field right now.
Yeah. Voskanian battling
And very good at bat. She's keeping the count alive. She's working the pitcher's count, and hopefully it's going to reward her getting to first base. It's a 2-2 count right now.
Still the wind picking up, not as bad as the first inning. We're hoping it kind of stays pretty mellow throughout the game, as there's a fly ball into center field again. Rulo makes a grab. 2 to her, 2 down. As Melkowitz will step aboard.
It looks like they're becoming good friends with Ruler right there, as that's her second put out of the inning. And who knows, possibly there'll be a third to close out the third. That's what Central's definitely hoping for, but with Chelsea Malkowitz up the bat, that you just never know it. She's become a very dangerous hitter on the final stretch of the season.
She was on base her last time up with a base hit. That snuck past the second baseman with Costello on deck. A home run last game for Melkowitz, which was a big moment for her.
She actually got nominated for a short conference player of the week title, so very impressive on her end, and she's going to look to prove why she was nominated for that title and make a big impact for Lacey right here. And just overall, yeah, they've fallen short to Central so many times this year. How sweet would it be for them just to come out and win this game? I know that's what everyone in their mind's thinking. They want to win this game. They want to put their rivals home, and they want to send some seniors backing. And they don't want to be on that side.
So Melkowitz on a 2-1 count. Costa looking for a 1-2-3 inning as Melkowitz big hack fouls it off.
And actually, I was wrong. Central is actually playing in the SCT state sectional championships against Hamilton in 2 days, so I'm definitely wish them the best.
Inside in the dirt, 3-2, full count to Melkowitz. Big spot for her. You're trying to get base runners, especially in the third inning. 7-inning games. Losing those 2 innings, as we're so used to, like Major League Baseball or any sort of sport that goes to 9 innings. As a fly ball in the air, deep left center field. Rulo, 1-2-3 innings. She makes all 3 outs of the inning. A impressive inning for the center fielder for Central Regional, as we will go to their side of offense. As this game still remains scoreless. No runs, no hits, no errors, because they all went to center field, and all 3 putouts were from Samantha Rulo. As we will see you in the bottom of the 3rd inning, WLTS TV. We are right back with you at the bottom of the 3rd inning, a 0-0 game. Pretty impressive for both pitchers so far between Jarabek and Costa, as we just had to move our table back because of the crashing into this wall fence. You can call it a fence. It's a pretty flexible fence, but Mackenzie Hart, the left fielder, she crashed into this fence a lot during practices or any sort of pregame, which is why the fence looks collapsed. So we have to move our table back just in case if she does it again.
And Mackenzie Hart, who happens to be leading off, was telling us before the game how confident they are in them winning and how we should pack up our camera crew right away. So if Lacey hears that, they should use that as a sign of encouragement.
So 1-1 count so far, 266 on the season. A 20-75 year for her. Central finished at a 20-4 record. As a 1-1 on its way is fouled back.
24, really impressive. One of the best records in the shore. Lacey finishing off
12-11.
They're 12-11.
Yeah,
just above 500. They're looking to stay above 500 with this win today, and obviously keep their season alive, rolling in OCT. As this is the 2nd round of the Ocean County tournament.
1-2 on its way, and there's a ground ball. What a play by Melkowitz! Picks it up, fires to first in time. What a play by the third baseman, Chelsea Melkowitz. She does it so much, she's a vacuum at third base, as there is 1 gone.
And she's showing more and more why she gets the nominees and recollections that she gets. Great play, great diving play, getting up and getting the throw just in time and beating out the runner. And that's the first out of this bottom third.
Now, me and Jake were just saying before Melkowitz retired in the final out of the inning last inning, if there wasn't this much wind, that probably could have carried out to be a home run.
Because of all the wind is pushing directly against them. So that ball hitting that was like maybe 220, 225. That's a 240 shot with no wind, if you ask me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just robbed by the wind, but they're battling here. And Jarabek's having an awesome day in the mound.
Chopper to Costello. She makes that play look so easy, and she gets the 2nd out of the inning.
And they're giving Abby Caruso some work over at first base, making some plays, but just always the fun of the sport.
But But two good plays by the left field, or by the left side of the infield between Melkowitz and Costello. As there's two down here in the bottom of the third inning, as Peyton Noig steps in, a ground ball to the right side, Kadelic.
All three of the infielders making plays, all three outs. Another 1-2-3 for Lacey, and they're going to look to get to the top of the fourth with their bats ringing, and they're going to look to get some points on the board.
So we will see some bigger names coming up: Costello, Giordano, Jarabek. Those are your 1, 2, 3 next inning. We're going to the top of the fourth. WLTS TV.
And we're switching up play-by-plays every inning, like we said. Alyssa Costello is leading off. D1 signee Pastroni Brook. She's batting .619 on the year, which that's just incredible. If you ask me.
That's
Getting on base about every 2 or 3 times you're up is just enough in its own.
As there's a swinging bunt right there, she beats it out.
And the speed right there, yeah, there's really no shot at getting that throw off, and that's going to set Lacey up with the first runner on.
Sorry, Jake, I keep cutting you off. I'm so used to doing play-by-play myself.
Honestly, this is weird too.
Yeah,
After doing color for all the football games, all the basketball games, even the softball games, this is definitely a weird adjustment. But we're going along as we should. But Gracie Giordano is up to bat now. She's batting .448, and she's going to look to bat Alyssa in, and she grounded out her last at bat. At least I'm pretty sure she did, and she's going to look to get some approaches as a strike called for 0-1. Ball on the ground right there, that's called ball 1, and that's a 1-1 count. And Giordano's just going to look to work the count. She's had some great plays behind the dish, gunning some throws down, and she's going to look to repeat the performance behind the plate.
Now, Jake, do you know how tedious it was for me to do the PA announcing? Because I also had to do that. So, I mean, it wasn't like, I would definitely do it again if they need me to, but the PA announcing alongside of the walk-up songs.
I can imagine. And Costello almost rounds out, and she gets caught, loses, and she's safe.
Wow, what a play by Costello. And now, to break it down even more, she rounded second to try and get to third. Her cleat fell off, and she had to pick up her cleat and slide back, and she still makes it. Oh my, I can't believe that.
And that's why
I cannot believe that, actually.
And that's why she is a D1 signee. Yeah, she should be. She's a 4-year starter and got 100 hits in 3 seasons. I still don't think people realize how incredible that is.
I mean, that was just hysterical to watch right there. She literally, her cleat fell off, and she had to pick it up in the middle of sprinting back to second,
and
dove back and got
still got
to
the bag. That's impressive. As a nice comeback here, and the ball is dropped. Costello gets back there just in time. Number 7, Caitlin Jarabek lined out to Peyton Nowick. Nowick gets the throw to second, but Costello got there just in time because second baseman had a little bit of a tough time catching the ball. As number 33, Rylan Leary, is up.
2 close calls at second base for Costello, but I think she kind of got bailed out on the drop balls. And then he fouls it back.
Rylan Leary, she struck out swinging last time, and she's going to look to maybe back Costello in as they have 2 outs now. Very fiery start, but great plays by Central's infield. Just Costello getting to the bag quick enough as she swings and misses, making it 0-2. And now Leary should definitely have a more calm approach, maybe take some strikes, or maybe take some balls. You obviously can't take strikes anymore right now. As he swings and misses again, that'll be the 3rd out, and it's still a 0-0 ball game here as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
And a wild top of the 4th inning, especially around the second base area between Costello and a couple base running mistakes that she was able to come back on and stay at second base. But we will go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 0-0 game.
Coming back here for WLTS, it's the bottom of the 4th inning. It's still a 0-0 ball game as number 10, Samantha, the leadoff batter, Samantha Rulo, is up, the center fielder. She had a lot of action in the bottom of the 3rd, catching some in the top of the 3rd, my bad. Got all 3 putouts, and she's going to look to get some more action and get on base here. As Jarabek gets ready for the pitch.
Ground ball right back to her.
And that's the 2nd time today that Rulo's hit a comebacker right to Jarabek. And that's the 1st out of this 4th inning, and a quick start to this bottom 4. And they're gonna look to repeat that as number 2, number 8. My apologies, I'm reading the book wise. Brittany Gable is up, the second baseman. and she's going to look to spark some fire. Jerebick having a very impressive day on the mound. Only 2 hits allowed and still 0 runs. As a ball shot sky high. And Malkowitz comes down with that for the second out, as Jerebick's only thrown 2 pitches in this inning, and she already has 2 outs, which is exactly what she wants. It's keeping her count down, and it's keeping the likelihood of her possibly not getting in the game, or not getting out of the game because of the pitch rule limits.
Now, if you were able to hear Malkowitz, she was screaming, "I can't see it." Because, I mean, actually, to be fair, that was literally directly in the sun, as she was able to come down with the catch. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
And
3 pitches, 3
a
outs.
very, very, very quick 1, 2, 3, quite literally, as the top of the 5th goes down, still a 0-0 ball game, and Caitlin Jerebick cannot be any happier right there, as her arm stays intact.
So a ground ball back to the pitcher, a fly ball to third base, and Costello with the final play of the inning, a 1-2-3 3-pitch inning, as we are going to the 5th inning, still scoreless, here on WLTS TV. We are right back with you on WLTS TV, a very, very impressive 1-2-3 pitch inning.
That has to be the quickest inning of baseball/softball that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, as of now, I mean, yeah, that was awesome for her, and she's just showing her dominance as a number 2 pitcher.
And she also received a Shore Conference Player of the Week nominee, and she's showing why. She's pitching a very impressive game, letting up a couple runs earlier than last time, and she made sure that that's not happening again.
7-8-9, a push bunt. Kadelic tried sliding in, an awkward slide.
Yeah, her elbows are going to be feeling that in the morning. Maybe feel like she can be out the tag. It just wasn't able to happen in time.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
I just saw that. That hurt. All right, my knees and my elbows right now are aching just because of that. That was bad. But
recovering from a broken elbow myself, I feel her pain very much. But another very fast start to the inning. Another first pitch, first out, as Abby Caruso's up to bat. And
so it was a 7-8-9, but now it's 8-9. Caruso in English. And then we'll see ourselves back at the top of the order as Caruso fouls one off for a 1-1 count.
And Caruso, she's made some impressive plays in the field, had a lot of action going towards her way in the 1 inning where literally the second shortstop and third baseman all got plays. So she's getting some time, and she wants to get on base badly. And she's also experienced in the varsity level. Obviously didn't have a season last year, but she got some time on varsity towards the end of her freshman year. A very talented player, and she's going to look to show that right here.
2-1 on its way, 3-1 as that got passed on a dirt ball right there.
As Big Cat would say, that's a dirty baseball.
That's a dirty baseball. Big Cat, we miss Big Cat, man.
We do.
You guys, I don't think a lot of these viewers know Big Cat, but Big Cat is the #1 guy you want on your bench. He is the loudest kid, and it's funny. He's really funny.
He's one of the bench warming captains along with me and Seabass, and we all enjoyed bringing some enthusiasm to the dugout. And as these softball girls are, they've been loud since the very first pitch.
Caruso works a walk, so that is a big break. As the Lions are looking to capitalize on that, we have seen a lot of base runners stranded today for both sides.
And now you're starting to wonder if Costa's arm, I lost her name for a second, if Costa's arm's starting to get tired or she's starting to get railed. The first at-bat walk, and with English up, that's smelling for no good, as English shown to be very dangerous at the plate. So Costa's definitely going to look to get some control back and quick, as a first pitch strike will be good.
That's a fly ball in the air to left center field. Samantha Rulo, that's her 4th play made today. She made 3 in 1 inning, and now she makes another one as of right now.
Well, definitely some frustration hitting 2 comebackers straight back to Jerebick. So she's going to be looking to contribute as much as she can in the field, and she has.
As we are now back to the top of the order, Voscanyan, who has struck out twice, will now step in, a bunt right in front of the catcher, and that is the end of the top of the 5th as Chevalier makes the play. As we will go to the bottom of the 5th, still a scoreless game. No hits, no runs, a runner left stranded. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th inning we go, as it's still a scoreless game. 0-0 in the 5th inning, as Jerebick's still looking to cruise. A 1-2-3 3-pitch inning in the 4th inning, as she'll look to still capitalize off that alongside of still keep her dominance like that.
Keith, I have a very good feeling that this game is going to end in a walk-off, or it's going to end in a very, very low-scoring game, and the other opponent's going to have 0 runs. Both pitchers have been way too dominant today, and amazing plays in the field. Very few errors have happened today. And Lacey's infield has been nothing short of incredible, making every play they possibly can and shooting it down. I don't think a single play has been into the outfield since the second inning.
Ground ball to the second baseman. Kadelic makes the easy play.
And as I say, Kadelic making up for herself after diving into first. And little easy grounder there. Good first out.
So it looks like maybe her elbows or her knees are okay. She kind of had an awkward slide into first base trying to be safe, but she's all right now, it looks like.
As we had a conversation last game about sliding and how fun it is, like I'm telling you, just the feet first, it's always more effective.
I love head first, to be honest. I really do. I'm more of a head first guy.
If you get the wrong jump, say goodbye to your elbows. You're gonna lose the wind out of yourself, and the slide will just be ineffective. So definitely feet first if you ask me, for the folks who are watching at home.
But you can either A, act like you're in a lot of pain and just take like a nice breather from sprinting, or you could just slide feet first. Yeah, screw it. You could just do that. But I like sliding head first. I think it's pretty fun.
Of course. And as it's a 1-1 count here, Jerebic looking to work the second out.
Actually, sliding head first makes everything look more dramatic, which is kind of cool.
Oh, for sure.
1-1 ground ball. Melkowicz. She makes a nice play on the glove side and throws it to first. The infield has been astronomical so far in this game. I think that's the right word for that.
And
my vocabulary is not the best, but we'll pretend it is.
I'm wishing our shortstop and third baseman took advice from Costello and Melkowicz. They're playing lights out right now. No errors on their side of the field, and it's all but automatic. If you see the ball go to their glove, just expect for the first baseman to get it and for an out to be made. As the second out, as there's 2 down in the bottom of the 5 net.
First pitch strike for Jerebic. So 2 down here as an 0-1 count. And now a ground ball foul down the third base side.
And foul, but by not a lot. That was really close to the third base. Malkowicz chasing the ball down, but Voskini was able to get it in time.
Martine Chevalier, who is batting .333 this season. She has an 0-2 count on her with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. A very deep pitcher's duel game so far as Jerebic and Costa really battling. Both looking to keep their seasons alive. Caruso chasing for that one, but it goes out of play in foul ground.
Yeah, the wind might have had a big play in that, but at the end of the day, it's a 0-2 count, and Jerebic's just 1 strike away from getting back in the dugout. And like I said, just still an incredible outing by both of these pitchers, Costa and Jerebic.
So 1-2 count as that pitch is high. Yeah, the 1-2 punch between Jerebic and Caruso have been so phenomenal this season on the bump, and really consistent all year round. As there's a fly ball in the air to shallow left, as Costello looks like she missed it in the sun, as that one drops in. I don't know if she. Yeah. It looks like she missed it. Melkowicz was saying before that she couldn't see it.
Yeah, that definitely had to have been a sun issue because she doesn't normally miss routine fly balls like that, and you can see if she looks up, they're literally looking directly into the sun. So everyone has their mistakes every now and then, but I'm sure they'll find a way to rebound it. But let's see if this is a gateway for Central to possibly break free and get some runs on the board.
So now the Lions at this point are hoping that nothing goes in the air on the left side because the sun is actually really brutal. It's literally directly up above the left side of the field. So
we're standing about maybe 100 feet behind them, and we're dealing with the same issue.
Now, thankfully, we're not looking at the sun.
Yeah,
I mean that's definitely an advantage for us more than them on fly balls. I'm more just kind of just barely tilting my head up, but they have to look directly up, try and track it, and it, you know, as an outfielder, it's actually really tough to get those. You know, those are not easy.
No, 100% not.
As another foul ball out of play on the first base side. Now, if Caruso was just the coolest person ever, she'd be able to sprint out of the field and catch that. But we'll give her a break.
I have a weird feeling that they would call that a dead ball and advance them anyway.
Well, no. I mean, yeah, no, there'd be 2 outs, and she would make that catch. So, I mean, if there was 1 out and she caught it, that would be a different story, as there's a line drive to right, and Coraggio couldn't come up with the diving catch. Rounding third and on her way home, and that will score a run, and that is a first run of the game as Central Regional comes up.
Amazing diving.
Scoring as Mackenzie Hart comes clutch right there with a line drive that was just hit off the glove of Coraggio.
My bad about that. Amazing diving effort by Coraggio, who just wasn't able to get in the glove in time. And 2 crucial errors is what brings Central their first run of the game. And it also sends them to third. So a very good situation from 1 strike away from going back in the inning to being up 1-0. So it's caught a very good break for Central Regional.
So the sun kills a scoreless game as it's a 1-0 Central lead. A very great effort by Coraggio right there. I mean, there's not really much you can do about it. And there's a line drive. That's a base hit. A 2-0 lead now for Central.
And the bats are ringing right now as Central is making contact with everything they can come up with. And a visit by Darian Kudelik to Jarabek, trying to cool her down. And they're still 1 out away. It's just simple as that. Just whoever can make the most mistake-free plays will win a game. Especially with the sport of baseball and softball. Just the most mistake-free team is most likely the team that's going to be victorious at the end.
Kelsey Loudon gets the RBI. She's 330. She was 338 on the year. As we're now at Peyton Noig, 329 on the year this season. And that one is a jam shot to the second baseman Kudelik as the Lions will leave the 5th inning, but they gave up 2 runs on 2 errors and 1 man left on base. As we will head to the 6th inning, the Lions really hoping they can wake up the bats to keep their season alive. It's a 2-0 lead for Central Regional. We'll be right back with you. We are in the 6th inning, top of the 6th inning, as the Lions are really hoping to chip away and get 2 runs or possibly more to keep their season alive and keep their hopes alive. As we will see Chelsea Melkowitz lead off the top of the 5th inning. Now the wind's starting to pick up, which is blowing the papers all over the place, and that's extremely aggravating, but it's okay. Melkowitz, who had a deep fly ball last time up, and we were saying before how if there was no wind pushing away from it, that was possibly a home run that could have, definitely changed the game. I mean, that's the beauty about softball, baseball is just, the ball spins the wrong way, it could change so much. Maybe if there was no wind and Melkowitz hit a home run, this would be a completely different game. Lions would have much more energy on their side, but she was just short and she grounds one foul down the third base side. So I'll do the 6th inning on play-by-play, and Jake will do the 7th to close it out if we do end in the 7th inning.
And Lacey's just going to look to get the bats running and trying to get some players on base. They have to now. It's a dire situation. They're down 2-0 because of mistakes that could have been avoided.
And there's a base hit to start them off.
And she heard me loud and clear there as she got to first base. Great contact hit, lining it right into left field. And getting Lacey starting off good as Alyssa Costello is coming up.
So a 2-0 lead for Central. Runner on first. And this is who you want up in this situation, Alyssa Costello. Last time we were here, she did hit a home run for 101st hit as she takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Now, Costello has speed. Anything on the infield, it's going to be a really challenging time to try and get her out.
And same with Malkowitz. You got some burners at the play and in the field right now for Lacey, so anything put in play can be something dangerous. So Costello's working the 0-2 count, and she's going to be patient and pick out her pitch.
That one's outside and low for a 1-2 count.
And Costello is just going to look to work to keep Costa's count up as much as she can, trying to get her out of this game earlier.
Ground ball to the right side or left side. They get 1 out at second, but Costello, there's no way you're trying to get double play on her.
And I just watched that, just how the stride that she had and how fast she got to that base. That's incredible. That's dangerous speed.
So now, Chelsea Melkowitz is fast, but you have a much faster runner on the base pass. Sorry, Chelsea, I'm not trying to offend you at all. I'm just saying. Costello is such a fast runner.
Think of that. I don't even think she would take offense to that.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying. I'm literally just saying. Costello is a speed demon on the base pass.
Absolutely.
But we're now that they have a Costello on base, even a double that could easily make this a different game, as the Lions could get a run and simply on one in the gap. As Grace Giordano will come aboard, 1 out and a runner on first.
And she's looking to narrow things up, maybe batting in Costello.
That one is inside and low for a 1-1 count.
And what I've seen over the past couple innings, from what I didn't see in the beginning of the game and all of last game, is their first pitch approach. They haven't swung at very many first pitch, as Costello beats out that throw to bring her to second base.
So now Base Hit could give the Lions their first run of the game, and Giordano this game.
But like I was saying, is they're not swinging at the first pitch, and the approaches have gotten so much better, and the at-bats have gone a lot better. So possibly giving yourself a chance to, okay, this is what she's throwing, this is what she's going to bring to me. I got it. I'm going to start chopping away.
That's a loop shot into shallow right field, and it'll be caught for the second out as the ball got away a little bit by Noeg, but good backup by Costa. So there's 2 down.
And I'm not going to lie, I thought that ball was going to get dropped entirely because of the wind. The wind, it is coming.
It really is.
It is windy right now, especially with our headsets on.
So Jarabek, who has pitched pretty solid besides the 5th inning, who she had a couple errors that costed 2 runs. But the bottom, she's now coming up at the top of the 6th inning, hoping to get some runs on the board.
She definitely wants to narrow things up here. She's having an incredible day on the mound, and she wants to see if she can contribute on the other way and back Costello in.
I mean, besides the 2 runs given up, she has done phenomenal this game as a pullback bunt. Costello is safe at third as no one was covering the bag. Sino was able to come and back up the throw down the third, so Costello is now 60 feet away from getting the Lions' first run across the board, a base hit.
And when you leave a bag as open for as long as that, with Costello's speed, she's going to take that, and the other team is going to regret it. And
that's a fly ball into the infield. And she can't see it either.
And that is the first run of the day, and Peyton Nowick was the recipient of that drop fly ball. Like we were talking about, if you glare up, the sun it's blinding, and she wasn't able to see it. And that is the first run of the day for Lacey, and a crucial run is what they needed.
And so that's exactly what happened on the Lacey side. Melkowitz couldn't see it. Costello, that's exactly what happened with Costello on the left side. You know, the sun's brutal. It really is.
So like what happened with Central in the last frame, might that happen to Lacey again, where they get a big break and they start brumming in the bats and they start getting some runs in?
So tying runs on first for Lacey is Leary with a fly ball on the infield, and it's a nice catch out of play to end the top of the 6th inning. My papers are flying everywhere. Brittany Gable makes the play to end the inning. The Lions got a run across the board. We are going to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1. In the bottom of the 6th inning, the Lions got a run across. It's still a 1-run game, 2-1. Central looking to chip away to increase their lead to, try and get a comfortable win here at their home turf. The Lions looking to keep it a one-run game and come back and keep their hopes and dreams alive for this season.
And of course, some unlucky fortunate events in the bottom of the 5th that led 2 runs up to being on the board. They're looking to make sure that doesn't happen again, and they're going to limit the runs and limit the base runners.
Center fielder Samantha Rula will lead it off. She is the leadoff batter, so it's 1-2-3 for Central. As this is who you want up for these games. 2-1 game.
She took Rulo had a comebacker right to Jarabek at her last at bat, and Jarabek's going to find a way to where she can retire her again.
1-1 count on its way to Rulo. She had a busy day in center field as she fouls it back. Busy day in center field. A 1-2-3 put out by her back in the 3rd inning to retire the side. As a 1-2 count approach on its way to her.
And not much action for Lacey's outfielders except that one fly ball to Coraggio. But
there's a ground ball to the right side. Kadelic makes a nice flip play, a backhanded flip play. She had to get it quickly out of the glove.
I don't know, impressive reaction time by Kadelic, getting the ball there and realizing that she couldn't have had the ball in the glove for a while and just flipped it over for the first out.
Kind of like a Derek Jeter type flip play, which is one of the most iconic plays by a shortstop. But
Yeah.
Nice play right there by Gidelic, definitely.
Yankee fans.
We're Yankee fans. Well, I am. You're not.
I'm a Mets fan suffering here.
Nah, they're doing pretty all right. They're doing all
I
right.
mean, DeGrom starting off with arguably
The greatest season ever.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Sub-0 ERA
Yeah.
and 450 batting average. I think it's safe to say who the NL MVP vote, who my NL MVP voters were.
Yeah, the Yankees, on the other hand, they're not doing too great this season, but we'll figure it out sooner or later. It's a 2-0 count. On its way to Brittany Gable, she ended the last inning on a nice catch in foul ground. She takes strike one, 2-1 count.
And Gable's in a situation to where she doesn't have to swing right away because the count is with her. So she's going to look to pick out her pitches and see which one's just right.
High and outside, 3-1.
And this is a situation that Jervik doesn't necessarily want to be in because if that ball is given up, she's at first base. And Gable, who's proven to be a burner after getting that ball in foul territory, is definitely not a situation that Lacey wants to be in.
Inside, so you have a runner on first. It's Brittany Gable. Cassidy Creel will step in. 446 average this season.
And something that astounded me for Central is the amazing batting average this team has. Almost everyone hitting above 300, which is almost unheard of.
There's only one batter in this lineup that is not, and that's Mackenzie Hart, 266. He's the only one that is sub 300.
And that's still at 268. That's impressive enough for itself, but that's just, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of a team hitting that well, and maybe that's why they're 20-4.
I mean, I could go down the list. 385, 400, 446, 557, 350, 333, 266,
That's
338,
incredible.
329. It's a great hitting season. This was a fly ball down the right field line, but foul.
A fan had their hands up, hoping to maybe get a souvenir, but it went out.
I think they would have to give that back. I don't think there's really
Yeah,
souvenirs
no,
in high school. I mean, that'd be cool if there was, but you know, I've always joked around if I'm throwing around and I'll pretend I'm throwing the ball back up to the stands, but that's not the case at a high school level, which is unfortunate.
I've been told by you one time running back, you asked for a toss-up, and I was like, I'd love to, but can't do that.
So a very risky play, but Melkowitz was able to get the out at second on a very close play, but the Lions were able to get the lead runner out as there is two down now for Avicino.
It might have not been the smart out necessarily, going for the easy bag at first, but she knew what she was doing. And
I believe, I'm sorry to cut you off, I believe that she wanted to see if she could get a double play because now you have a really dangerous hitter in Avicino, 557 on the year, and now you have a runner on first. So hopefully, that was Melkowitz's plan, was to try and get a double play, and now the Lions are going to have to face a heavyweight.
Regardless, at this point, if she puts the ball in play, all they got to do is step on first or second, and they're back in the dugout.
That's a ground ball to Melkowitz. A nice eat-up play. Then a first, and Caruso couldn't come up with it.
And
the inning continues.
Wasn't the best of throws, but it slipped out of Caruso's glove, and I think what happened at the last frame, or the last inning, Central got some breaks, got some errors that happened their way, and they put 2 runs up. And they have 2 runners on now, so Lacey better have their heels on. If this ball gets put in play, it could be dangerous for Lacey.
Hannah Costa, the pitcher, she was dealing all game. She now steps in with a runner on second. Ground ball, Costello. She will go to third for the easy out. And we are making our way to the 7th inning. The Lions looking to keep their season alive, looking to tie this game, possibly take the lead. We shall see as we will go to the WLTS TV break.
That is number 15, Darian Gudelic, up to bat. She dived in the first last time up, and she's going to look to change that and spark some confidence up.
So expect the Lions dugout to be extremely loud, and the Lions are going to try and work some counts here as
she takes that ball high for ball 1.
She takes the first pitch. But, I mean, yeah, overall, even if this season comes to an end as of right now, great season for the Lions team. Costello, historic year, obviously, 100 hits this season that got her to the 100th hit mark. And
keep in mind, Costello and Caraggio are the only 2 seniors who are out in the field today. This team is a young team. They're a very talented team, and they have a very, very, very bright future, if you ask me. Obviously, losing Costello is going to be huge. She's kind of the workhorse of that team, making every play imaginable in the field. But they have Caruso coming back, Kalajic, English, and their bats are going to be running as she strikes out looking, which is not the best sign, but That's all good because we have number 3, Abby Caruso, up the bat, the first baseman, and she's going to be looking to get some batters, to get some base runners on.
One down in the 7th. Caruso really hoping to keep this alive.
And Central just 2 outs away from heading to the OCT semifinals against, I believe, either probably Jackson, most likely Jackson Memorial. And that's what their thought process is they're playing in 2 huge tournaments right now. They're a very talented team, one of the best teams in the Shore, and they're showing it right now with pitching dominance, and they had the bats ringing at the right time as Caruso takes a pitch inside for ball 1.
Strike 2. That's strike 2, yeah, they called the strike.
They did? Oh,
yeah, he did.
Yeah, they did. I thought that was inside, but
I went 2.
it is 0-2, and Caruso's definitely not looking to go down looking, and she rips it into right field, but foul. And it's still 0-2 here. Caruso's going to look to keep the count alive and keep the bats running.
Now you just have to protect. 2 strikes, you're down to your final 2 outs.
Yeah.
You just have anything close, just swing.
It's a 2-strike approach now. Just chop away.
Trust the motion of the bat to to get a nice piece of the ball to send it, or even your speed to help you. But Caruso takes a pitch.
And the Central parents aren't necessarily happy with that call as they're directly behind us. But Caruso definitely loves it, and that gives her an extra chance to put some balls in.
2-2.
2-2, and the count is just being worked. Caruso's going to look to chop away eventually. But yet again, another valiant effort by the pitchers, Hannah Costa and Caitlin Jerebick. Very low-scoring game. And really, without the errors, it's still a 0-0 ball game as that ball is off the glove and called foul as Novick was in front of the base. And
almost made an incredible diving play.
Of course, yeah. And Novick also received a Shore Conference Player of the Week nominee, so very impressive on her end. And Caruso is looking to keep this alive and keep their season alive as well. As it's ripped into center, and Samantha Rulo is going to make her 5th put out of this game, and Lacey is now down to their final out.
Maddie English represents the final life for Lacey, as after her is the top of the order. But we'd like to thank the WLTS crew for putting this game together, as this could possibly be the final game of the 2020 to 2021 year, as we will possibly not see another game till October football season, September football.
I've had an absolute ride with whether it was being in the booth with you for football or basketball, and these past 2 softball games. I couldn't have any more fun. I'm gonna miss this every day, and I'm going to think about these memories being in the booth with you or in this chair forever, and I thank you guys all for that. As the 2nd strike is being taken, as Lacey is down to their last strike, as Gracie Giordano was up to bat, no, my mistake, Maddie English. I'm so sorry, folks. And that's a strike 3 as Central goes on to win this game 2-1 as they advance to the semifinals in the Ocean County tournament. A heartbreaking loss for Lacey, a heartbreaking way to end their season, losing to their rival yet again. But they had a valiant effort, a very young and talented team, and they're going to look to be back better than ever in the future.
So that will conclude the 2020 to 2021 year. We probably won't see the booth until September again, unless something comes up to do a game. But that will cap off a final call of this year. Lions come short 2-1. They are now eliminated from any sort of play. Their spring season is concluded. We wish nothing but a good luck to the seniors that will move on to college, and hopefully they have a big impact to their universities. So we thank you guys all for tuning in to WLTS TV. Once again, a big thank you to Mac McMurrin and Mr. Merman for putting these games together. As that will wrap it up. Jake, final game for us in the booth.
It's been nothing but an absolute pleasure being in this booth. Like I said, I'm truly gonna miss all of this, and it's been an absolute ride. And thank you, Mr. Merman. Thank you, Keith, for being alongside me all those games, and it's been an honor.
So once again, that will wrap it up. Lions fall short 2-1. That ends their season. We thank you for tuning in, and we hope you guys all have a great summer.